Well, good morning, everybody, and I hope you've had a great week. It's been interesting again, but you know what? That is what it's all about right now. Times are a little different. We're starting to see more and more things open up here in the state. For all you folks that need a haircut, guess what? You're going to be able to do that. I've been able to stay pretty clean during this time. But anyways, again, hopefully you've had a great week, Sunday morning, and I hope you've got a great cup of coffee, and hopefully you're going to venture out and catch a service live and in person. I see a lot of churches are starting to open up, and hopefully you choose to do that, but if not and you're staying home. Today I want to talk about listening. And as you know, I kind of pick different words different times, and right now listening and how we react is something that I've had firsthand experience with, but it's an opportunity for us to grow through these situations. But I want to start out today with the first scripture reading that I'd like to do is from James 1:19 and 20. So then, my beloved brethren, let every man be swift to hear, and slow to speak, and slow to wrath. For the wrath of a man does not produce the righteousness of God. I think we've seen a lot of not being slow to anger or slow to react, and we've been quick. In what we do is we hear something, we don't fully listen to it, and our reaction is very quick. And most of the time when we make those very quick decisions, they usually come across not very kind, not very polite, full of anger, or lack of trust, whatever way you want to say. So I'm going to encourage that we take a little bit of time when we gather information, let it process a little bit, and then react if you have to. Second is we start to open up more things in the state of Michigan. Again, encourage each and every one of us to take time to respect the folks that we're coming in contact with. I will tell you that you know, over the past few days, I've had a lot of neat experiences. I've had some that haven't been so pleasant, but for all of you that came out to my coffee hours Friday, thank you very much. I appreciate that. A lot of information shared both ways, and you know, overall, those meetings went well, along with the one that I had a week ago Friday in Ludington. And we continue to work on some of those issues, and it's been really good because with all the executive orders, sometimes it's a little difficult to keep up with all the information that's in that. And I appreciate those folks that came out and was able to make contact with the governor and, or I should say her staff, and we've been able to work on a few of those, and hopefully we'll have them resolved very shortly because it's extremely important. For the business owners, again, thank you for your hard work. I appreciate sticking it out with us during this time. Appreciate it. Appreciated the great meal this week that I had in Ludington. It was nice to go back out and sit down with family and be able to share some time and conversation over a good meal. Again, continuing to work on education, and I think, as most of you know, education is going to be at the forefront this year with our budget and our crisis right now with our budget. I just want everybody to understand that we're working hard together to try to make some really positive steps to make sure that the schools are funded, and that we don't have a severe cut that potentially could happen. Finally, as we finish, I do want to say thank you again for the opportunity to serve you. I do want to take the time to say thank you to all those that came out to my coffee hours. I appreciate that. Some of the conversation was pretty eventful, but overall, very good discussion. Things that I've been able to come back and have conversation with our governor's staff. I do want to personally apologize to all those that are still struggling with unemployment. It's a mess, and it has not been handled properly. I will say that we've had some private sector folks that have stepped up and said they would help, but unfortunately that has not been accepted yet. But we're going to continue to work on that. We're going to continue to try to do everything we can to make sure that we get you paid as soon as we can. Again, thank you for everybody that's opening up their businesses. I'm so pleased to see you opening. It was very nice for my family and I to sit down around a table and have conversation at a local restaurant in Ludington this week. So thank you all for your hard work. We're with you. We're supporting you. We're praying for you that things are going well. But I'll finish with a couple pieces of scripture. Proverbs 10, verse 17. He who keeps instruction in the way of life, but he who refuses correction goes astray. And pretty simply put is that, as we learn things and we listen, let's absorb those and let's hear them and apply them in our life. But if we ignore them and we continue to move on, we really aren't helping people. We're just causing more issues, and that's not good. And then lastly, and one of my favorite, is Matthew 18, verse 15. Moreover, if your brother sins against you, go and tell him his fault between you and him alone. If he hears you, you have gained your brother. Here's probably my last tidbit, and you've heard me say it many, many times. Facebook can be our arch enemy. And way too often we come out and say something against somebody after a blurb or something we heard on Facebook. Take your time, study, learn, listen, and then apply that. One of my hints, and sometimes I fail to do the same thing, is I'll type something, I'll let it sit for a few minutes, I'll come back and reread it, and most of the time it's not quite the way that I would want it to sound, the tone, or my reaction that I really want to have out there. But thank you again, everybody. Have a great day with your family. Enjoy Michigan. Go out and support our local businesses. And most of all, just have a great day. Thanks again for allowing me to be your senator in the 35th District, representing this great state. Thanks again. God bless, and have a great day.